How we doing, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the PrimeTime Patriots podcast. As always, your host Jake Mott, alongside me Ryan Matson. Welcome to our ever-changing set. Never know where we're going to be. It's always fun. But looking back at huge win for the Patriots here, 36-13. It feels like every week we're talking about the biggest week of the season.
Yeah.
And this was a big one. They were obviously pretty banged up. That was the talk going in, but you did what you had to do. You came in, blew them out by 23 points. Took care of business. So what'd you see there?
Yeah, same thing as last week. Defense still, I think, probably is the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They had some trouble against the rush. They let Hilliard run for 131, and then Foreman, their other backup, ran for 109. So that's a little concerning. But they both broke off like big runs, so that's what led to the 100 yards.
Yeah, Hilliard had the big 70.
Yeah, but at the same time, he just got to clean that up. And then the other thing that I just noticed was the Titans only scored their points in the second quarter, and in no other quarter they scored anything.
Yeah, they shut them out completely in the second half. Yeah. So, yeah, it was awesome. They took care of, we were talking earlier, Ryan Tannehill was neutralized from this game. 93 yards. Yeah. Like crazy. On 21 attempts, too. It's not like sometimes we see guys throw for like 13, 15 times.
Yeah, he only completed 11 of them.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So they totally shut him down. Pressure was there, coverage was there, everything. So to go a little deeper, our offense, I wanted to touch on this right away. So I personally thought it was a great game from Mac. The big talk around town right now is that Pro Football Focus ranked this as Mac's worst game of the entire season. And I just put right on my paper, I'm going to look at Pro Football Focus different forever now. I don't know how you won the game by 23 points.
Against the AFC leading team.
You were 23 for 32, so 70%. 310, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
And he averaged almost 10 yards per throw.
I don't know. I would take that stat line every single week.
Yeah.
I would literally take that.
I don't know how the New Orleans game isn't lower than that.
Yeah, or the Houston game where they almost get beat by a team that has no business.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
I really don't, I'm kind of done with their greed. Your job is to manage and win the game. Mm-hmm. And he did that, and some. he took care of business. So, I don't know, man. It's really skewed my perception. I've used them a few times in the pod this year, but, I'm going to be hesitant to even, look at him, the same way again. I don't know how you can say this is his worst game.
Yeah, I don't even know. That's not right.
Speechless. Nothing to say. But 2 big highlights can't deny. Kendrick Bourne and Jacoby Myers.
Absolutely.
Both balled out. Both had 5 catches. Bourne, 61, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, yeah.
Nasty. And then Myers, 98 yards, just under 20 average.
Yep.
He was balling out, too. So, that's going to be huge, especially we'll get into it when we get there, but the Bills losing Tre'Davious White, that's going to be a big thing. We're we don't have an X, but we have people who
can show up.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they're going to be able to attack that depth, but we'll get to that later. The running game did take a little bit of a step back.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was too drastic. We said going into this was a really good run defense. So.
Yeah. So, I'm not worried about that. Brandon Bouldin, though, passing game, 54 yards on 4 catches. I like it.
I didn't even see that. That slipped past me. That's
He's
crazy.
Really taking on the James White role, so I'm liking that out of him. And then Stevenson, is he moving closer to a starting kind of back? Or?
I put in mind that I think they're a super effective combo.
I do too, yeah.
I think if we're talking next season, Stevenson could easily take over Damian Harris. Because
which I don't know if I like.
I don't know if I do either, but Harris doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and he gets hurt almost every game, I feel like. But yeah, they're a good combo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the running back's always been a super interesting position for me. I don't understand the teams that put super high stock, like the McCaffreys, the Henrys, the things like
Barkley and
even when it works out, the dude's gonna get hurt eventually. Yeah. And I think perfect case scenario here, these guys keep splitting time, and then you can sign them both for so money and keep them both around. Because I think they're both good enough to be bell cow backs.
Yeah.
But if you can keep both and kind of pay them as being utility guys, Obviously, somebody might offer him some money somewhere else, but if you can kind of keep the stats lower per se and then keep both of those guys around, I think it could help out your stable for sure.
Also, Jonnu Smith had a pretty decent game, I thought.
Yes, and you predicted that. I was thinking about that every time. Yep.
So, yeah, he had 3 catches, 49 yards, averaged just over 16, and then he had 1 rush for 9 yards, which, like we've talked about before, don't love him running the ball, but I get they just want to get him involved, so, I mean.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing with our receiving core. We just said there's no real X or anything like that, but if everybody is like a B plus kind of guy, you know, you find holes in the defense, and that kind of plays to Mac's strength as well. That's what he's good at. So, if you're good offense, we'll hop over to defense.
Yeah, let's hop over.
All right. So I thought it was a good performance. It's hard to take too much away given all the injuries that Tennessee did have. However, I do hate the people on the flip side of that who are like using that as an excuse, like they didn't beat nobody. It's like it's the NFL. You're still dominating teams, like people who are dominant athletes. So
who'd they beat the week prior? It was like they had like a big win.
Tennessee. Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
I think no. Well, they had one in prime time right after they lost Henry. I can't really remember.
But they had a big win even without Henry. So
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know they didn't have A.J. Brown, Julio, but regardless, they're the top seed in the AFC, so they should probably perform like that, and they definitely did not. So
yeah, it'd be one thing if we were talking about all these stats and all these lines, and the game was like a 3-point game or a touchdown. Patriots took care of business, and you can say, "Oh, what if they didn't get turnovers? What if they didn't?" Well, they did, and they forced them. So like, it is what it is. I personally put down, I don't really give much of a shit about the defense or about the rushing. Like that 270, like I said, I literally just said 23-point game. I don't care if they rush for 400. Like at that point, they're literally just killing their own clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like who cares? Like their top 2 receivers were out and Tannehill was playing like absolute booty. So like of course they're going to try to run the ball a shit ton. So like if it's close, I get it. And, like, look, you never want to see 270 on the yards. I mean, one of those quarter of it came from one play. Yeah. But either way, you never want to see it, but is it concerning? Am I like, oh, no, the Patriots can't stop the run? No.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And, yeah, at the end, I just put, I don't know how many times we have to win in a row where people keep putting, it seems like every week there's a new asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, but it was Carolina and you play really good against Sam Darnold. Oh, but it's so-and-so and you play good against them. It's like, oh, in Tennessee, but they were hurt. It's like, well, nobody else is winning 6-7 games in a row. It's just not happening. And every other team is beat up too. So, like, the Patriots' time will come injury-wise. We'll see. But, like, right now they're healthy and they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're rolling teams that maybe they have a couple players out. Maybe they're going down in the season. But, like, that Browns win, this win, I mean, those are wins to hang your hat on. If you said going into this season.
I feel like once we beat the Browns, I feel like their season's over now.
I do too.
They're like done.
Yeah, mentally
Baker, you know, I heard something saying like they're ready to move on or something in the locker room wasn't clicking. And I mean, I think, you know, the win that the Pats just like hung up on them, like took a toll on that team. So
yeah, they gave them the business.
Yeah.
100%. So that's the thing too. Like it's not like they're winning these games. Sometimes you'll see a team go on a win streak and like the point differential for like the whole win streak is like 20 or something. Yeah. And it's like, okay, they're winning a bunch of close shootout games. Our average spread in this game is something like right over 20. And it's like, that's nuts. For a 6-game stretch, it's not like, oh, a few games, you beat a couple teams. You've been consistently dominating everybody. And you can say they're hurt. You can say there was a win against the Jets in there. You can say there's things like that. You're dominating NFL talent. Yeah. Absolutely taking care of them. So I think this is one of the best teams in the NFL right now. They have a chance.
I agree.
They have a chance to push for the AFC. Really do.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we'll have to see how that goes. But if you're ready, I think we can hop over to next week. We got the Buffalo Bills, the big one. All right, so Monday night, primetime football, Patriots-Bills, big one. This is round 1 of 2. Obviously, we got the Bills in 3 or so weeks after this game as well. But this is the first time we'll see him. Got to travel to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Hopefully they keep the sex toys off the field. We'll have to see what happens. But should be a good environment. This is going to be, I think, their first really big like road test.
Yeah.
Because like they played the Chargers, who like they're a great team. They've never had a great atmosphere in LA.
Yeah.
Their fans don't care. I've heard that game was split 50-50 with the Patriots. And then like, yeah, Dallas at home. You had Tampa Bay at home.
Yeah, and then you had Tennessee at home. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is your first.
And the Browns too. So.
Yep, exactly. You're right. So I think this is the first like really tough road game, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yeah. Anything you got? Looking into it?
The first episode we ever made, I predicted that the Bills are gonna sweep us. So, now that things have turned around, I got them splitting.
You got them splitting.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think?
I think this is the game they win though.
You think they win this one on the
going.
road? Okay, yeah. That'd be nice. I would rather win this one. Then there's little to no pressure. If you're gonna split no matter what. Ooh, that's a good question. If you're gonna split no matter what, which one would you rather win?
This one.
This one?
Keep the streak going.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it just like. Well, when do we play them next? Is it 2 more weeks after this?
Yeah,
one?
we have a game
in
after
between?
them. Then we have a bye,
And
or it's either bye game.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
there's 2 in between.
Yeah, I'd rather this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I think the pressure, because like at this point, you're playing for a number 1 seed in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
You could take that with this game.
Yep.
If the Ravens lose.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They have a really tough schedule coming up too. Really tough.
And then we're at 1, and then if we lose 1 more, like you're still in the race for 1, and then you can, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think I would agree with you. I'm kind of leaning the other way, just in the sense that I know we
momentum at the end.
Yeah, and I know we got Jacksonville and the Jets at the end of the last 2
No,
games.
we don't got Jets.
Oh, not Jets. Jacksonville
Miami.
and Miami.
Yeah.
And we got to go to Miami. I know that's usually scary for people. I'm not really too worried about it this year. No. I think we're looking pretty damn good.
Miami's looking better, though, I will say.
No, definitely. And this is kind of what they did last year, too. They had
their
a
defense
weird start.
is like a lot better, though, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Flores is doing a good... I've always liked Flores, even when he was here, so... but let's look at the Bills' offense. They're 5th in yards per game, 7th in pass yards, and 11th in rush. And I did put... The rush is a little bit skewed because Allen runs as much as he does. He's the third leading rushing QB. And I did want to point this out real quick. It's Lamar, and then 8 yards behind him is Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is... I like him a lot.
I did not expect him to put up those kind of rushing numbers.
He's a good quarterback. I like him.
Oh, no, I do too. He has a fair shot at breaking 1,000, which is
Damn.
If you said that coming in, I think he's got 698 right now.
Holy shit.
Lamar's got 705. So I was very surprised. And then it's a bunch of running backs in between. And then Allen's somewhere down there at 350 something. So
Jesus, that spread's big.
It's nuts, yeah. But either way, so he does run a fair amount, 3rd most in the league. So that skews their numbers a bit. They're definitely very pass-centered.
Yeah.
So that's what we're worried about going in.
Yeah, so looking back on the New Orleans game on Thanksgiving, 31-6, Bills win.
Mm-hmm.
That game, I don't think the score tells the story to that game at all.
Yeah, I agree.
I honestly think the Bills look pretty bad, in my opinion. They were playing a team who has
2 picks, right?
Huh? Yeah,
I think it's
2 picks. So they were playing a team who had Trevor Siemian is their starting quarterback. Alvin Kamara was out. Their best fucking receiver was Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Oh, God.
You tell me who that is because I have no idea. And then Traquan Smith was their second one, he's proven he could be a decent receiver.
Yeah, but a 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
So looking at that, it doesn't, and they put up 10 points in the first half. So it was 10-0 at halftime. Yeah. Still a very close game.
That's the thing too. This offense has looked so weird.
They're very inconsistent.
The one that I keep thinking about, and I don't know how you couldn't not think about it, is the Jacksonville game.
Yeah,
they put up
6 to 9, right?
6 points.
Yeah,
and it's
against arguably the worst defense in the league.
Yeah, it's what? So things like that. It's like, how can you expect that unit to like be like, yeah, we got our A game now against either the best or the second best defense in the entire league?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What do you think about their pass catchers? That's my biggest fear going in.
Stephon Diggs, obviously. We're going to have JC on him.
Mm-hmm.
He has to because Stephon definitely can make a difference. And then I think their tight end, Dawson Knox, is a very good tight end.
I'm big on him, too. I like him a lot.
He's a big red zone threat. I got him in fantasy, so it's nice. But they're going to need to step it up against him in the red zone.
Yeah, that's true, because Kyle Duggar's out this game, or should be. He's got COVID.
I've seen that.
He needs a couple tests, so it's probably a no-go for him. He was the guy that would clearly cover Knox, and I thought he could also spy Allen a fair amount, too.
You think Adrian Phillips on him, then?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
He's undersized a little bit, but Knox isn't a huge tight end.
Yeah.
And, Knox's hands are, as good as any tight ends.
He's a good tight end.
That I could point out. So, yeah, I agree there. So like I said, I'm a little afraid of their receiving core. I feel like you're going to need at least one turnover to win this game.
And I think we'll get it.
I do, too. Yeah, Allen has 10 picks this year. He has 7 in the last 4 weeks.
Jesus.
He had 2 last week, 2 the week before, 1 the week before that, and then another 2. So, he's been turning it over quite a bit. And, I mean, we turn it over all day. On defense, that is. Yeah. We cause turnovers for days. So, if we can get 1, I think we'll have a very good chance of winning. If we get 2, I think that should basically do it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, if we want to hop over to their defense.
Let's do it.
It's the name of their game. First in yards per game. Second pass defense. And the 6th rushing defense. Second in the entire league in points allowed, 16.5. You know who's number 1?
Patriots.
Correct, 15.8. Patriots are number 1 with points allowed. I guess the end-all, be-all stat of defenses. If you had to pick one, I would pick points allowed. But either way, this defense is incredibly dominant. We just talked a little bit, but now we'll dive more into Tre'Davious White. He's out rest of the year for the Bills, but more importantly, out for this game and the next game against the Pats. And this is his first week missing. I think that's huge. They're going to have to put something together here and figure it out.
He's a very good cornerback, so they're gonna have to figure that out and get someone capable of filling his role, which is gonna be very tough to do.
Absolutely. And I think it's almost easier if you're playing a team that has a more traditional XYZ receiver where it's a hierarchy and you lose your corner, because then you just take the second best corner and you say, now you got one, you got him. Patriots are very it could be Myers, it could be Bourne, it could be Henry, it could be Jonnu. It really could be any of these people. We've even seen Nelson Aguilar have spurts. Yeah. So like we said, nobody's an X, but everybody's B tier. And now that they've lost White, I think their best game plan is to just attack that corner depth and find the missing guy every game. So see how that goes. Yeah, like I said, you're at least pretty well-rounded at receiver. Two keys for this game for me was, 1, you got to win the turnover battle. And 2, I think it's super important that you start fast for a multitude of reasons. 1, you get the crowd somewhat out of it. They're not going to go anywhere unless you're up 30. Yeah. So, you got to take care of business.
Bills Mafia, big crowd. So.
Oh, yeah. They're gonna probably the best in the league.
They're up there, so
yeah, it's damn close. Them, Seattle, those are some of the best. I mean,
Dallas maybe.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, they bring the heat. So, and then I just think you're built to front run. You're built to run the ball. You're built to control the clock and manage things. If the Bills go up 17-3 early on here, I don't even know if I love Mac. I don't know if you're built to fire back in that way. So I think you got to start quick on that front, and then. They are great at passing, so it's going to force them to pass, but I think you could force Allen into 1 or 2 of those picks.
Yeah. To me, I feel like both these teams are kind of similar in some different ways. Defensively, I think they're both top tier, top of the league, in the top 5. Yep. And then offensively, I feel like if you took the Pats in the beginning of the year, I feel like the Bills are kind of that right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of trending down a little bit only because of Allen's performance of turning the ball over. So what'd you say, 7 times in the last four games?
4 weeks, yeah.
So, I would say they're kind of similar in that regard, and then they're both pass heavy. In my opinion, I think the Pats are more pass heavy. They're a little more balanced than the Bills are, in terms of running the ball and stuff. But, I'm not really worried about the Bills rushing the ball at all.
Me neither. I think a big story of these two teams, the Patriots are definitely more versatile in the sense that they can do what they have to do to prepare for any given team any week. The Bills are kind of saying, like, we're this talented, we're this good, we're going to go play our game.
Yeah.
And if you beat us at our game, you beat us. But, like, the Patriots find out what to attack. And, like, they do a better job of that.
And I think both these teams are in the top 10 in the NFL easy right now.
Oh, 100%. I think you could argue, maybe not so the Pats, but you could say the same for the Bills. I would argue potentially top 5.
Yeah.
They're both top 3 in the AFC.
Oh, easy, yeah.
So, like, I think, this is a huge, huge game. I do think, to be fair, not to be biased or anything, I think the Bills' deficiencies kind of line up with, like, the Patriots' strength. So, like, their rush defense is slightly weaker than their pass defense. And that's what we like to attack. We like to establish a bit of a run. And then they have, like, they'll still have their starting safeties and stuff, but we're a dink and dunk kind of pass team anyway.
Yeah.
So I think you can work down low there. And then for their offense, their passing is better, and that's perfect for us because our run defense, like we said last week, I don't put too much stock in it, but they had the 270 on the ground. That's been their weak point, quote unquote, for the year. So if you're forcing them to pass it, you throw it up to JC, you throw it up to McCourty, who, I said it last week, looks 10 years younger.
Yeah.
I mean, so I like those guys playing as many snaps, going after as many balls as possible. So
yeah. Bills defense, I'm just gonna name out a few guys. They got some guys. So they got Micah Hyde, they got Jordan Poyer, and Tremaine Edmonds, and then even on the D line, you could throw Ed Oliver in there.
I would.
And maybe even Mario Addison. He's getting up there in age, but he's still performing pretty well. So, it's gonna be a tough matchup.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think this one.
Their secondary is very, very good.
Yeah,
even without
White. Yeah, without White for sure. If White was in this game, I'd feel a lot. I have a very close game anyway. We'll get to that. It wouldn't be as close as I have it. I don't think so. If you're ready for predictions,
I'm all set.
I think I'm ready. I do have the Pats winning. The white miss is huge. In my opinion. I think they're gonna win 19-17. I got 4 field goals from Nick Folk, including a game winner. I think it's going right down to the end. I'd be very surprised if this game is, like, done by the fourth quarter. I'd be very, very surprised.
I got 27-21 Pats.
Okay. I like that.
2 field goals out of Folk. One to just get the lead up there. Bill's going to have a shot at the end. They're not going to be able to do it.
Let me tell you, if Mac has a game where he, like, balls out, like, say he has the exact same stat line as last week, screw Football Focus. Like, say he's got 310, 2 touchdowns, no picks against this defense, you can stamp Rookie of the Year right there.
I mean, yeah, it's him and
Jamar.
I mean, I saw someone else up there, too. Oh,
Micah Parsons?
Micah Parsons, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be interesting. Well, defensive, though.
True.
Yeah. So I think, do they have a Rookie of the Year?
I think it's offensive and defensive, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Pretty sure. What's his name, actually? Top 5 now, Christian Barmore.
Is he?
Yes, he is. Finally getting his notice. He started the year, it was like, the odds were like plus 4,000 or something.
He's playing good.
He is. He's causing a force. I mean, he's so versatile. The thing is, he's one of those guys who's great against the run, and he's also great against, like, if you're playing a statue quarterback like a Brady or something, the antidote for that has always been interior pressure, like right in the middle. And he's a guy who does that. He pushes the whole pocket back, forces things in the opposite direction. So, yeah, I got a very close game. I think it's going to go right down to the wire.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it should be fun. All right. I think that wraps it up. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Make sure to tune in next week where we will break down this game. Hopefully 7 in a row for the Patriots.
Yeah.
And then we will look ahead to the week afterwards, which can't remember exactly if it's a bye or somebody.
Yeah, I'm not positive.
But it's either a bye or
Yeah,
the Colts.
Colts, yeah.
Yep, but either way, we'll be looking forward to that.
We might be in a new location. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Probably switch it up. All right. See you guys later. Go Pats.